Speaker, with respect, I move that the entire clause 4 be deleted. Mr. Speaker, my reason is very simple, Mr. Speaker. I would take us to Article 125. Mr. Speaker, Clause 4 refers to Clause 2 of Article 125 and Clause 1 of Article 126. Mr. Speaker, Clause 2 of Article 125 reads, citizens may exercise popular participation in the administration of justice through the institution of public and customary tribunals and the jury and assessor systems. And if you go to 126 Clause 1, Mr. Speaker, what the provision is saying is that because of the provision of such lower courts or tribunals as Parliament may by law establish. So they are rooting that provision from this. Mr. Speaker, let's go to 142 itself. The establishment of regional tribunals have been provided for as the Chief Justice may determine. Mr. Speaker, clearly for many years now, we all know that the justice system that we have in this country has worked. However, Mr. Speaker, the disagreement we may have with certain pronouncements of certain judges. Mr. Speaker, like this morning, my Lord Atuguba, all of us were there when he raised concerns about even certain pronouncements of our courts. Mr. Speaker, that does not mean that we create some parallel structures that we call it a justice system. Mr. Speaker, the provisions in the Constitution were qualified. We cannot be interpreting constitutional provisions in a disjointive manner. Then, in so doing, we create chaos in the system. Mr. Speaker, how on earth do we create a new system to compete with a known system just because somewhere in the Constitution certain pronouncements are made? So we should bring an enactment to govern it. Is that what we are doing? A district tribunal, a regional tribunal, to do what? Mr. Speaker, a tribunal to do what? To compete with a high court? Or to compete with a court of appeal? Or there's going to be a Supreme Tribunal Council? Because if you start this way, what you are going to do is now you are now going to have another Supreme Tribunal Council, which is going to now, you tell us that the Constitution talked about it, so that is also equivalent of a Supreme Court. That is what you are trying to do. Mr. Speaker, I do not think that we need this provision. Mr. Speaker, the entire Clause 4 be deleted. What kind of chaos are we introducing? In the name of reset, you have a district court. You have a circuit court. You have a high court, a court of appeal. You have a judiciary architecture that is not broken. Is it the creation of tribunal system? No. Mr. Speaker, you want a Chobwe court. That is what you want. Where justice delivery cannot be guaranteed. The fact that this provision is there must not lead to any interpretation in isolation. Look at the judicial architecture as a whole. Why would you need a tribunal? The Constitution is telling Parliament to make a determination. The Constitution says Parliament as Parliament may determine. Mr. Speaker, and I'm saying that this Parliament must know that the justice architecture we have is not a broken architecture. It's not. We have a district court. We have a circuit court. We have a high court. We have a court of appeal and the Supreme Court. All these years, we know that during the transition into democracy, there existed some populist justice system which found its way into the Constitution. Is the reason why the framers of the Constitution, they have never imposed anything, so nobody should take solace in the Constitution and say that it is in the Constitution. No. They say Parliament may. Because, Mr. Speaker, we have to be careful creating an analogous justice system. We have to be careful. Because, Mr. Speaker, it leads to some uncertainty. Now you are bringing a whole legislation for this, Mr. Speaker. Instead of improving on the structures and resourcing the courts, help the court to be fully digitalized, help the court to have the necessary tools to administer justice. Then you say you are creating another bureaucracy to bring a new tribunal. Mr. Speaker, we know of what the tribunals did. The dark days of Ghana, we are revisiting it on Ghanaians in this democracy? No. Mr. Speaker, the Attorney General himself is a human rights practitioner. We know his record at the court. A respected human rights lawyer. He is introducing this tribunal system that is going to destroy the justice delivery system. Mr. Speaker, we have to be careful. Is it going to be in charge of civil matters or criminal matters? Mr. Speaker, I am asking rhetorically. I contend that creating this new tribunal system by this provision, Mr. Speaker, will bring chaos to the justice delivery system we have in our country. Mr. Speaker, this is populism. We need clarity. Justice must not just be done, must be seen to be done. Mr. Speaker, I remember the famous case of Tagore and Issa Abbas, where the respected Dr. Dominic Ayeni took the matter up at Court of Appeal. These were individuals who were convicted. And at the Court of Appeal, his argument was that a man may not just be convicted because of his own words. That is populism. He argued. He said every element of a crime must be proven. Lead evidence of probative value. That was the argument of the respected Dr. Ayeni. It was because we had a clarity, certainty in the law. We had a Court of Appeal, well properly constituted. Today, you want to have a tribunal? A tribunal. Populism, Choboy justice. Choboy justice. Mr. Speaker, Choboy justice, where people will be sent and people will be thrown into jail. Mr. Speaker, I will not sit here as a minority leader and allow this provision to stand. I move that this provision be deleted. Mr. Speaker, I so move.